And, in what is this week's top story, Sakurajima eruption. The eruption of Japan's Sakurajima volcano intensified, resulting in more than a dozen flight cancellations and causing ash to fall on the nearby major city of Kagoshima. For reference, Sakurajima is a largely andesitic stratovolcano in northern Kagoshima Bay that has been intermittently growing since 13,000 years ago. During the last 70 years, with the exception of 2 periods when combined total 12 months in length, Sakurajima has been continuously erupting. These eruptions generally involve the small-scale plugging of one of its 2 summit craters, albeit primarily minimidaceae, which are then released about 1 to 2 dozen times a week via small to medium-sized volcanic eruptions. What was different is this week, specifically on May 16, 3 larger explosions occurred across a 12-hour period which created the tallest eruption plumes observed in the last 2 years, and in between events there was continuous smaller-scale ash emissions. With ash drifting largely to the west and rising to an elevation of 3,650 meters or 12,000 feet, what had just occurred represented a once-in-a 2 to 5-year high in eruptive activity. The ash plume ended up causing some scattered flight cancellations, but ash didn't pile up thick enough where it fell to cause any severe adverse effects. Whether more stronger than average eruptions will continue next week is uncertain, as only time will tell. Kilauea eruption. Meanwhile, in Hawaii, the episodic nature of Kilauea's eruptions continued, but with a peak of these marked by intense multi-hundred-foot-high lava fountains being spaced 3 to 5 days apart throughout May. This fact allowed something special to occur this week. We got to witness 2 episodes of 500 to 1,000-foot high lava fountains this week, with the first occurring on Sunday the 11th, lasting for 8 hours, and the second occurring on Friday the 16th, lasting for 10 hours. Across these 18 hours, and the precursory lower intensity phase that began several hours earlier in each case, a total of 9.3 million cubic meters of fresh lava were erupted. Due to a series of closely spaced small-scale angled vents forming above the North Crater's magma conduit, a spectacular wide lava fountain in the shape of an arc occurred for more than an hour as seen here. Preliminary data suggests that the 23rd episode of lava fountaining from Kilauea will likely begin sometime between May 22 and May 27. And, in Indonesia, elevated temperatures were Dieng crater once again detected at Timbang crater in the Dieng volcanic complex. This crater, just like the nearby Solari crater, has a heightened potential during unrest episodes to, with little or no warning, produce phreatic eruptions and significant releases of gas that in historic times resulted in hundreds of fatalities. While this specific crater hasn't erupted since 1939, the detected elevated ground temperatures of around 65 degrees Celsius indicate that something has changed at depth. While in all likelihood, this is just a slight variation as the amount of groundwater or gas the area is receiving from deep underlying magma, it could signal the start of a long-term buildup of pressure leading towards an eventual phreatic eruption. We don't know which is the case, but people should stay out of Timbang crater and at least a radius of half a kilometer beyond it in all directions. Here is a quick list of all of the world's list of erupting volcanoes which are currently erupting. Additionally, here are some volcanoes showing signs of unrest which are not erupting as of the recording of this video on May 17 of 2025. As the final note, I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube.